Good evening, viewers. Welcome to this night session with Shekar Iyer. Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Good evening, Meena ji. Good evening, Jaydev ji.
Good evening,
And
sir.
as and as you said, we should start with Jai Shri Ram.
Yes, indeed, Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Sri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Siya Ram.
So many and also so many beautiful bhajans were sung on that day. We do not know which was better than the other.
Indeed, there has been, I would say, a wave of devotion, rather.
Yes.
Of
Could you
course,
just, sir, in a few words, tell us how what you felt on that day when you saw all this?
no, we in the media, particularly journalists, we tend to look at it in terms of what it means for Lok Sabha election, what
Yes.
it means. But I think it was much more than that because what I felt in Delhi and whatever feed I got from other places was there was a wave of devotion. Bhakti bhav, that's a completely a different feeling. That's largely because a number of us are facing a lot of crisis, maybe personal crisis, financial crisis, crisis in the career, so many things. At a time like this, devotion is one aspect of our life that gives us some kind of a strength and anchorage.
Yes.
And this particular Ayodhya Ram temple, because of denial, constant state of denial by people or people powers that be, it has, the more you suppress something, it will rise. As
Yes.
they say, what you resist persists. So similarly, things, that is the reason why people felt, this has come after so many, rather 5 centuries. I mean, it took 5 centuries for Hindus of this country to reclaim a place, and in addition, a piece of land had to be given. It's like, you have a problem with, say, with your neighbor over a piece of property,
Yes.
and the title suit is settled in your side, but the court says no, any case you give them another property as a goodwill gesture.
Yeah.
Anyway, fine. I mean, that should not be, so that no, because basically the approach in this land has been nobody should feel hurt, nobody should feel slighted. Yes,
Yes.
there was one particular episode of December 6th, 1992. There are several reasons why that happened. It can be a separate debate in itself whether it could
Yeah.
have been
Yeah.
avoided. But efforts were always made for a negotiated settlement.
Yes.
And right from, I would say even earlier period, and then subsequently during Chandrasekhar's period, then Narasimha Raw's period also initially, and even in Rajiv Gandhi's period, the several efforts were made to see how something can be done so that this is resolved. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, they were, so-called our ideological friends, I mean, so-called left secular people, who kept on debunking this whole thing about a Ram temple being there, masjid coming up on a destructed temple. I mean, the state of denial, sheer denial,
Yeah.
history books were written to say, how benign were the rulers, the medieval rulers, and all this is all Sang's creation,
Oh gosh.
right wing creation. I mean,
Yeah.
I've gone through all this.
Yeah.
And finally, the verdict came, all the communities accepted, the foundation was laid, I mean, Bhumi Puja was done. Then after that, a date was set for the opening of the temple. But
Yes.
what did we see? The same set of people, who built even carriers on this propaganda,
Yeah.
that they again started raking up the same thing that was argued before the Supreme Court,
Yes.
saying that, the archaeological evidence was not there. The issue of, Supreme Court gave a unanimous verdict, but it favored Hindus. I mean, justice can be only done if injustice is done to Hindus. That's the
Yes.
kind of arguments were made, and unfortunately, a lot of things that were said, plainly amounted to contempt of court, I would say. But then
Absolutely.
finally it happened. And
Yeah.
when it happened, people could not believe that it happened.
Yes. I think it's
That's the
that.
thing,
Actually, it's that. Yeah.
when you don't believe it has happened, then you do not know the ecstasy you feel.
Yes. Yes.
And that's exactly the wave of ecstasy, and that ecstasy has not subsided. And I can tell you this is not politics. In fact, from the Prime Minister's side, he has not said a word on politics regarding the temple.
Yes.
Because he did whatever he felt
Mm.
In fact, we have already heard from the temple trust treasurer,
Yeah.
Giriraj Maharaj, who
Mm.
explained that Prime Minister only wanted to know from them what is the Anushthan I have to keep in order to
Yes.
participate in this Prana Pratishtha.
Mm.
So he was told, look, you need to fast on that day,
Mm.
and that you normally, like for Sabrimala, you undertake some, what is called vrat.
Yes.
I mean, you are abstain from some things. I mean, those are the things, and but he said, look, normally, I mean, those who are initiated, those who are into the spiritual tradition, they do it for 11 days.
Yes.
PM said, no, I will do it for 11 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was also said, look, anybody in this would go visit those places where it is believed Prabhu Sri Ram had actually trekked those areas where his
Yes.
feet has
Yes.
touched those earth.
Yes.
And that is how PM went on all these places, whether it is Srirangam, Rameshwaram, Dhanushkodi. He came to Tirchur, then he went to Nashik. All these places have
Guruvayur.
what is called Guruvayur. All these places have what is called uh, a Sthala Varlar, which says, look, that this is uh, this is where the Lord Ram had come. And Srirangam's importance, you see, it is believed that the Ranganatha Swami in Srirangam is none other than Ramachandra Prabhu,
Yes.
and that it is the Kuladeva of Ishwaku dynasty, the Suryavansh dynasty to which Prabhu Sri Ram belonged.
Yes.
With all this thing, with a devotional event, but I do not know what came over the Congress leadership, particularly, not the party or the party leaders. That particularly, the invitation was extended, which was a shock to them because they
Yeah.
never thought they would get an invite. Having got an invite, they didn't know what to do. It was something like a hot potato. Then they said, we will go, we will not
Mm.
go, we will decide, we'll tell you later.
Mm.
Then, and in between, when the headlines were going, whether Sonia would go or not, they got
Mm.
some stories leaked. No, no, she will go. So I always felt, we had a discussion. I said, I
Mm.
doubtful whether Sonia would go.
Yeah.
But finally, what happened was it was Rahul who decided, no, no, we need not go. This is all ambak.
Mm.
There is no prana pratishtha. It is no auspicious
My
muhurat,
God.
nothing.
Mm.
And then he is continuing. He has started his Nyaya Yatra. That's why he started it uh, at least 8 days before this prana
Before.
pratishtha.
Mm.
And then you have heard him yesterday. What he was saying, there is no
Yeah.
religious
We'll
thing.
go to
There is
that
no
as well.
spiritual work.
Yeah. We'll go to that as well.
So you can see, I think by denial, it has become reality.
Yes. In fact, Shekhar ji, see a few other interesting incidents is that in some of the Rama temples where all over India the puja was being done, in some of the Rama temples, strangely at the time of puja, a monkey would come and sit near the deity, and it has been captured in so many of the the pujas that we have seen. So it is something that, see, as it is we believe so much in Hanuman, that when even something like this is enough to provoke tears in our eyes. And also,
Absolutely.
yeah, and also you see, if you look at the scenes of the the event on that day, you'll see many people had tears in their eyes, because it is, see, the culmination of, as you said, so many years of internal fight, external fight, you know.
Well, indeed, Meena ji, I was just watching an interview with Nitish Bharadwaj
Mm.
by Anand Narasimhan of News 18. It's a beautiful
Yes.
interview. Nitish Bharadwaj is the person who played the role of Lord Krishna in the
Yes.
Mahabharat serial
Yeah.
of B.R. Chopra's.
Yeah.
And he became a household name, the kind of Sanskrit dialogues he would
Yes.
deliver
Yes.
and explain all the Gita Upadesh that Lord Krishna did to Arjun. And it was very popular serial,
Yes.
and people would just watch, and every episode was something that left behind some lesson,
Yes.
some
Taught
pearls
us so
of
much.
wisdom,
Yes.
some pearls of wisdom. Now Nitish Bharadwaj was among the people who went to that prana pratishtha ceremony. He was sitting outside as it was over. As he recounted, you see, he's a person who has played the role of Lord Ram also in two serials.
Yes.
And when you play, I have heard from actors who play these roles of gods. Somewhere along, they do feel
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they
The presence.
the god
Yeah.
gets into them. And
Yes.
you
Yes.
have heard of instances where when people play, Prahalad or Lord Narsimha,
Yes. Yes.
sometimes the actors get into a frenzy and they have to be
Yes.
calmed down.
Yes. This we have especially seen in Kathakali, you know.
It somewhere, the identity of the actor
Yeah, becomes one.
and the identity of the role he is playing, they become one.
Yes,
So, and Nitish Bharadwaj says, look, I watched it because big screens had been put up outside. Once
yes, yes.
the Prime Minister had left, then they went in. And he says,
Mm,
look, there was no jostling, people just walked in. And when I was before the deity, before the Vigraha, when I saw the eyes, was where the Rama, uh, who is in a baby form, the boy
yeah,
of 5 years. When I stood before that, I was speechless.
yes,
As something many of us have felt when we have gone to Tirupati.
yes,
Tirupati, people go for with lot of their petitions.
yeah,
And my own personal experience and others I've heard is they will go with the saying they will, actually appeal to Lord Venkateshwara to settle some problems.
mm.
But when they stand before that
Everything is forgotten.
the Lord, the mind is blank. And all the time he is holding his hand to, take whatever you want. Don't
Yeah,
worry. And you don't have to tell him
uh,
what's troubling you.
yeah,
And only when you come out and see the
mm,
Vimana, then
yeah.
you realize, oh my God, I didn't
Oh,
say
you
this
should have
inside.
asked.
This has happened to several people. So that is divinity.
Mm,
That is divinity. That is what is happening. And same thing has happened to hundreds of people. By now I am told more than 5 lakh people I visited.
mm,
And having gone there, they have been moved beyond tears.
yeah,
That feeling, and that feeling is not politics, Miraji.
mm.
That feeling is nothing to do with, they are not thinking of BJP or Prime Minister there. Yes, they are grateful that under this current dispensation, things have been, enabled.
Yeah.
So,
Shekhar ji,
this
see,
kind of feeling, and
yeah,
Prime Minister at least made statement thrice saying, look,
yes,
let's
yeah,
not get into this any kind of aggression
mm,
or needless, debates.
mm,
Let's just immerse ourselves in the devotion towards Ram.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Shekhar ji, see, I'll tell you an interesting incident. See, I was painting, a picture of Lalita Devi, with all the Ayudhams. Someone wanted it, so as a, she was going to buy a house and she wanted it for the housewarming, so she asked me, which I just gave her as a gift. So when I was painting it and I had almost completed it, what I usually do is when I finish a painting, I keep it in my bedroom to check, in the mirror whether the eyes are all coordinated, everything is perfect. And at night, I went to sleep. You know, then in the middle of the night, I think around 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I was, suddenly awake and I could hear the sound of anklets. I, I was a little petrified. Then after some time, it was cold, so my blanket was being pulled, and the next thing I know is that somebody is breathing heavily, near me. I got so scared. I just took the painting and I went back and put it in the living room. So then I asked the guru that, what do you think I experienced? So he said, just like Pran Pratishtha, the moment an artist does an artwork or a sculpture or, the same, and that the goddess or the god comes in and has already made, its presence felt there. So that is when
And
I realized that, my God, what we think and what happens in reality is totally different. Because exactly as you said, the aura in Ayodhya was totally different. Even non-believers became believers. That's the sort of aura that Ayodhya had, you know. So that's an interesting
what you had
incident.
painted was Lalita Parameshwari, you said?
Yes, yes. With all the Ayudha, she's the most strong of the Devis. And so, and even the girl who wanted the gift said that nobody really paints her. So I was a little, I see, in my ignorance, I just did it because I like painting, And I also learned everything about the Ayudhams, how she fights and all that. But I never realized that her strength and her power, would manifest itself this way. So after that, I've become a very spiritual Shekharji. I've changed completely. You know.
It does bring about a transformation because
Yes,
I
yes,
think the Divine Mother chose that very
yes,
moment
yes,
to, to come into you and to
yes,
awaken your deepest spirit. And the
yes,
Mother
yes,
resides in us.
yes,
That is
absolutely.
why, that is why you could feel that kind of experience.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's one of the, I would consider you are the blessed one, because few of us can come close to that energy.
Yes.
That
Yes.
energy is there. That's why,
Yeah.
I've heard spiritual masters say there is a difference between gravitational pull and the grace.
Yes.
I mean, we are digressing from the current
Yeah.
political
I
situation,
know.
but I want to say
Yes.
this because, gravitational pull, you are not made to forget.
Yes.
Moment you lose your balance, when your center of gravity changes, you fall
Yeah.
because of the gravitational pull.
Yes.
But grace is different.
Yeah.
The grace is there all the time.
Mm.
But the moment you start thinking of the grace, you can feel the grace.
Yes.
It does require for you to open up and receive the grace.
Yeah.
And grace is all that is. I heard the other day, Arun Yogi Raj, the sculptor, who did that,
Yes.
uh,
The sculpture. Yes. We have
sculpture.
interviewed him before.
Way he said, he says, look, I, I because a sculptor doesn't get a second chance,
Yes.
because there is a piece of stone and he has to go on doing
Yeah.
it,
Once you cut it, yes.
getting it the eyes right, getting that,
Yeah. Yeah.
that face.
Yeah.
And
The
he says,
features.
look, the last stages I would only, and he said something which was very touching. He said, look, finally I did it. I don't know what to do. I showed it to my daughter, and I asked her, how do you,
Mm.
what do you feel about it? Is it somebody of your age? Because his daughter is 7 years.
Yeah.
So she said, yes, it looks like a baby.
Yeah.
Then he felt relieved. But I would say at that moment when he was asking his daughter, I think it was none other than Bala Tirupura Sundari.
Yes.
Because the Divine Mother can take that also and
Yeah.
give him that confidence.
Confirmation. Yes.
And he says, look, I do not know how I did it.
Mhm.
I don't know what made me do that in that particular way that
Yeah.
exactly turned out to be what it is.
In fact, he almost lost one eye. One stone had gone into his eye.
Yes, I mean, you
Yes.
can see that, this is our tradition. This is
Yes.
our, I mean, we are, here it is living. I mean, since we are all seekers, because this is a land of not believers, it's a land of seekers.
Yes.
And people have found their own way of, reaching to the ultimate experience.
Yep.
So that is why Prime Minister so far has not spoken on politics. But unfortunately, Rahul Gandhi took a decision and then saying that I will not even visit Ayodhya if I go through, even if my yatra
Fasting.
takes me to UP, because it will after a few days, because it's not on my path.
Yes.
And within the Congress party, the kind of the rank and file are shocked.
Hmm.
And then, in order to please Rahul Gandhi, leaders like Digvijay Singh, they started saying all kinds of things.
Nonsense. Yeah.
This doesn't look like,
Yeah.
Ram Lalla, what
Lalla.
happened to the earlier Vigraha? All kinds of contra which are baseless actually. Everything is there. And then Veerappa Moily saying, questioning, did Prime Minister really do Anushthan? Did he really keep Vrat? I mean, what is it? You can't skip one meal a day so easily.
11 days
I
sleeping
mean,
on the floor.
what has happened to Congress party? I mean, look at this situation that has come. And now, Meenaji, the Congress cannot get out from this.
Yes.
And you're already seeing what is happening to the alliance.
In fact, Mamta now wants to go alone.
Yeah, because she has been making it clear, unless you snap ties with left, I'm not going to, because she cannot get into a situation where she left Congress or all together, because the main opposition is BJP.
Yes.
And she had overturned a 30-year rule by communists,
Hmm.
Marxists. That is how Trinamool came to power in
Yes.
2011,
Hmm.
rather 26, 2011.
Yes.
Sir,
This is the
I
third
would
term.
like to, yeah, sir, I would like to ask one question. The whole Ram Mandir ceremony and everything. And now we have seen that Hindutva is coming in a very huge way. It has already come in a very huge way all over India, not only North India, but South India as well. And also there were rumors that in Tamil Nadu, the government tried to, like limit the screening of the Pran Pratishtha ceremony, according to certain rumors. And also in Kerala, you saw, how the Sabrimala incident, like, the crowds were mismanaged and everything. Now, my question is, like deep down, the people of Tamil Nadu, the people of Kerala, after this whole Ram Mandir inauguration and everything, do you think the BJP will get more seats in Tamil Nadu and Kerala in this election after this Ram
Jaydev ji, I'm not.
Mandir?
Yeah, I'm not looking at an immediate conversion of seats. But what you are going to definitely see is, see, all these people who are saying there is no impact of Ram in the south. I mean, there is the. I mean, look at the number of towns and places which are named after Prabhu Sri Ram.
Yes, and everybody's
And
day
what about
starts with
the number
Ram.
of people? You have
Yeah.
Ramaswamy,
Yes.
Ramachandran. After all, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.G. Ramachandran, he belonged to Kerala only.
Mm.
He has Ramachandran and
Mm.
Periyar. Periyar was even Ramaswamy.
You
Ramaswamy,
know,
Ramanathan.
Shekharji, see, when we were children, when we would go to our grandmother's place at night after lighting the lamp, our grandmother used to say Rama, Rama, Rama. You know, that's how we started.
And Meenaji, the tradition in Kerala is during the Katakara, I think that is that Katakara Mass, no? That
Yes,
is,
yes.
you have, that period itself is called Ramayan
Karkadaga.
period.
Yes, yes.
That
Karkada, yeah.
coincides with
Yeah.
the Shravan Mass in the north.
Yes, yes.
That is the monsoon time.
Yeah, yeah.
People get up very early. That's the most
Yes.
difficult period.
Mm.
And the weather is unusually very cold.
Yeah.
And that is the time people get up early in the morning, take bath, go to the temple. And if you are in Kerala, in any part of Kerala, you will hear, nice bhajans, nice.
Yes.
I mean, if in Kerala, where they say, the Shiva worship is more and Vishnu worship is more rather than Lord Ram, I think this kind of talk is done by people who don't believe in anything. They think by saying all this, they will reduce it.
Yes.
And what the Tamil Nadu government did was unofficially trying to scuttle those bhajan that were organized in temples.
Yes.
And whichever temples that were under the control of the Hindu religious endowment, their unofficial instruction was given: don't let people gather. So
Mm.
you saw plainclothesmen going there and trying to disturb. So the
Yes.
matter got so serious because Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman was to do it in Madurantakam temple.
Mm.
Then they moved to the Madras High Court. Then they came to Supreme Court. Then they were in a denial. No, no, nothing, no such instruction. Now, I mean, if you see, already DMK has been saying, Stalin has been saying, the BJP has a zero impact. They will get votes less than Nota. But if it is all this, if they are not there, then why are you worried?
Mm.
Why are you seeing the ghost of BJP everywhere? So therefore, Jaidev ji, my understanding is, you cannot underestimate the impact of this, what has happened. This is once in, I will say, once in a century kind of thing,
Mm.
or this is also once in 5 centuries kind of thing.
Mm.
So there are several moments which change the course of our
Yes,
nations,
absolutely.
and this is one such thing.
Mm.
Because it's not about Hindutva.
Mm.
It is, I will say one thing, because Hindutva has gained a political coinage. I will call it
Yes.
that feeling of sanatan dharma, the Hindu-ness. See, if thousands and crores of people are filled with devotion,
Mm.
will they not make it a better human being? Politics comes later.
Yes. Yes.
See, the politics comes later because dharma itself means what? And even people say the righteousness is not a closed word.
Yeah.
Now, if such a thing is happening, I think by opposing it, people have raked up political feelings,
Mm.
and that is not going to be beneficial to the opposition.
Yeah.
Because for the
Absolutely.
communist, it doesn't matter. And all
Mm.
the time, these people are so obsessed with the votes that they already have, the minority votes. They fear even if you had to go into the temple, you would lose some votes, which
Yeah.
is not true.
Yeah.
Because I believe
Mm.
the Muslim community accepted the verdict.
Yeah.
Yes, there are issues concerning Varanasi, I mean, Gyanvapi, issues concerning Mathura, Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi. Now,
Mm.
these are matters in the court.
Yeah.
Now, the ASI report, the lower court, district court of Varanasi has asked the archaeological survey to release the report that went into did a scientific survey of the Gyanvapi mosque. Now, the other problem is, we have had for a long time, people who owe allegiance to the Marxist ideology and left ideology constantly saying, no, 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 temples were broken, all this. Now, see, this is what has led to this present situation.
Yes. Yes.
If you had only acknowledged the fact, yes, many temples were broken, north, south, east, west. That's a fact of life.
No,
Why it
if
did
they
not?
had if they had done it intelligently, half of the temple is still remaining behind. So you
No,
can't even say that.
no, no, that is there. That means how many temples were there earlier?
Yes.
And I mean, about Babri Masjids, all these arguments were gone through by the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Guru Nanak Nama recounting his visit to that place where, I mean, which was close to the Sarayu River.
Hmm.
There have been accounts by people who have visited Ayodhya. Otherwise, why would Ayodhya be considered a place where Ayodhya itself be place where there is no war,
Hmm.
where there are no battles?
Yes.
So, but what is going to happen now, Binaji?
Hmm.
Prime Minister has moved into a different orbit.
Yes. Yes.
See, he has from Ram Temple, he has gone beyond Ram Temple. The
Yeah.
opposition is still stuck with it.
Hmm.
That it was an official ceremony, RSS ceremony, because he has moved into orbit where he is very keen that this energy
Yes.
that we saw on
Yeah.
January 22nd, that is converted into some kind of a commitment by each one of us towards
To
nation
make
building
India forward.
in whatever
Yes.
field we are. That's why he
Yeah.
said Ram is Urja, Ram is energy,
Hmm.
Ram is solution,
Hmm.
Samadhan. And by saying that, he has also given a new definition for Ram Raj.
Yes.
And the Ram Raja definition is this, that where the marginalized are taken care,
Hmm.
where there is justice,
Hmm.
where truth is established in every aspect of life.
Yeah.
And Gandhiji started, his Ram Bhajans and Ram, he used to speak of Ram Raj.
Hmm.
Subsequently, in every election, parties have talked of Ram Raj.
Yes.
A Rajya where there is benign approach to
Hmm.
the issues of governance.
Yes.
Now, similarly, in 1989, Rajiv Gandhi, started his election campaign from Ayodhya,
Hmm.
promising Ram Raj.
Yes.
And today, Prime Minister has given a new definition.
Hmm.
I think that definition, and he wants it to link it with the Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Viksit
Hmm.
Bharat, that everyone is striving to, work for.
Yeah.
That is why I feel it's beyond politics. But if the opposition parties continue to, oppose it and make mock at it, they are mocking those hundreds of people who are standing in the queue for hours now
Yes. Yes.
with the baby in arm, and they
Hmm.
are
Hmm.
some of them have even taken their pets
Yes.
because pets cannot be left at home, so they take it
Yeah.
them along.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's very cold out in north,
Hmm.
and they are there standing.
Yeah.
So these people should not mock them,
Yeah.
because if they do, I think already you
Certain
are
other.
seeing what is
Yeah.
happening to the opposition,
You
this
do not
alliance
know.
and all that. This is
Yeah.
because never mock anybody's faith,
Hmm.
never. I would say you may have belief or no may not believe, you may be agnostic,
Hmm.
or you may be in such a fortunate position in life. At the moment, you have no issues and no problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, people think of a higher power only when they are in deep trouble,
In problem. Yes.
and you do not know when your thing will start,
Hmm.
because anything can happen to anyone at any moment.
Yeah.
But to be continuously anchored in a higher power gives you that strength.
Yes.
And temples like Ram Temple in Ayodhya, they serve that purpose.
Hmm.
They provide that anchorage.
Hmm.
And already, if people have gone there, a temple which is only 3 4 days old
Yes.
can provoke so much of emotion, so
Yeah.
much of bhav,
Energy. Yes.
that
Yes.
that means it is a divine will.
Yes. In fact, Arun Yogiraj said that, see, the deity that I made, the statue that I made, and the one that was decorated and, was completely different. The whole aura changed. I myself could not recognize, did I do this? So you can see, he is very clearly saying that some, deity has, some god has already entered into it. So even openly he's saying that I was just an instrument.
No, you see, I mean, that's a very profound statement,
Yes.
because the person who sculpted it feels it's no
Yeah.
longer what he did.
Yes. Yes.
It is no longer what he did.
Absolutely.
And also, Vinaji, when Prime
Yeah.
Minister had to break his vrat,
Yes.
you know, because he was normally they give honey, milk, and all that to break that is
Yes.
whatever was offered as Nevidyam is taken partaken to break the fast. But in this case, he said, "I want the water that has been used to wash the feet of the Lord.
Hmm.
I want the Charnamrit."
Yes.
I mean, this can only come only out of personal devotion.
Devotion. Yes. Yes.
And personal and the side of Prime Minister Modi ji, which few of us know about, is, before he took to politics, he was almost a wandering ascetic.
Yes, yes,
He has
yes,
been to Kedarnath, he has been to other places. Therefore, this belief and these things come from flow from that.
yes.
And see, I keep telling people, well, Ram Temple, because there is already people are saying up 400 par,
Mm,
it's 400 plus. But
mm.
then, even any case before the Ram Temple, I mean, forget January 26. Even before that, 3 months before that, or when even the dates of Ram Temple had been announced, what were the surveys indicating?
Yeah,
That Prime Minister is far way ahead of other
ahead. Yeah,
rivals. That any case, there should not be a problem for BJP to get third term, because it is
yes,
on the basis of deliveries on the ground.
yes,
Miraji, you would have heard Prime Minister today at Bulandshahr.
yes.
What he was saying, you
Mm,
said, media is saying, I've come to blow the bugle for bugle
victory.
for this elections. He says, no,
Yes.
मैं बुगल नहीं फूकता,
Mm,
बुगल तो लोग फूक रहे हैं, because of they have seen the governance.
yes,
मुझे कोई करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. I don't have to do anything. It's people who are, and he recounted what all has happened. And I have always maintained, Miraji, Prime Minister will not like to appear that he is using Ram Temple to win
yes,
elections.
yes,
Rather, Ram Temple will be cited as a proof of BJP's commitment and promises delivered.
yes.
Whether it's Article 370, whether it is
Mm,
Citizenship Amendment Act, it will fall in the same category.
mm,
It will not be that something, with Ram Temple. But more the opposition party, in fact, I have always said, look, there is a way to surprise the Prime Minister. If the
mm,
opposition says, let them tomorrow declare, look, we welcome this development, we are going to Ram Temple.
mm.
Prime Minister will be surprised, but it is not in their DNA.
Yes.
The problem is, it is not in their DNA to think otherwise.
Mm,
I mean, if only they were to declare, look, we feel it's a great thing that has happened. Let them declare that, they would declare. Here,
yeah.
all kinds of things are being said,
Mm,
and basically an attempt to mock.
yes.
And all we can say is, only recall what we have been told. Vinashakale,
Yes.
the kind of buddhi you are seeing now.
Yeah. Now he has openly said, Himanta Biswa has openly said that, see, the family, Gandhi family is the most corrupt family in the country. This is not Nyaya Yatra, it is Miya Yatra. Wherever there are Muslims, they visit those places. This is exactly what Himanta Biswa said. Now Rahul Gandhi is challenging Himanta, saying that if asking him to arrest him after the Lok Sabha polls. He's saying that I don't know how Himanta Biswa Sarma got the idea that he can intimidate me by filing cases. File as many cases as you can, file 25 more cases. I'm not going to be intimidated. BJP RSS can't intimidate me. Now, Himanta has openly come out saying that, see, they are the most corrupt family and we will expose them. So this is another chief minister who's not scared of calling a spade a spade.
Binaji, Hemant Biswas, and Rahul Gandhi go a long way.
Mm.
You will recall that when Hemant Biswa Sharma commanded, a number of Congress MLAs were backing him, support of
Yes,
MLAs,
yes, yes.
and the question of leadership change came.
Mm.
And observers were to go, and their feedback was Hemant Biswa Sharma is popular among the Congress MLAs.
Yes.
But Rahul decided that no, the Tarun Gogoi should continue. And the most infamous episode is when Hemant Biswa Sharma met Rahul Gandhi, and Rahul Gandhi was not engaging him.
Yes.
Rather, was feeding biscuits to his pet.
Oh,
And those biscuits were offered to other Congress leaders, including Hemant Biswa Sharma. The same biscuits
my God.
from the same plate.
Mm.
No, I do love dogs. I do consider them
Yeah.
as they are
Yeah.
also, like human
Part of
beings. There
us.
is no that.
Yes. Yes.
But here, what he's saying is that is the contempt with which he treats the
Yes.
Congress leaders. The basic courtesies,
Mm.
See, you don't offer anything what you have eaten with and half eaten, offer it to someone. You don't do that.
Mm.
And here, Hemant Biswa Sharma says there are other Congress leaders who took a biscuit when Rahul extended the plate,
Mm.
and among them was Ashok Gehlot, to prove, look,
They're loyal.
Meenaji, that Tamil there is a saying:
Mm.
if somebody is too important, So important that people are very careful with that person. They call it Shivalingattu Mela Eli. That means a rat which runs around the Shivalingam.
Yeah.
People are, they'll do shoo, 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 shoo. But they will not do it. They will see that they don't have it because if you are to do something, it will hit the
Yeah.
Shivalingam.
Yes.
So similarly, Rahul Gandhi, and today his position is that people
Yes.
cannot say anything what is happening.
Mm. In
Even
fact, yeah.
Miraji, I
Please.
just saw
Mm.
Revati, the actress Revati,
Yes. Yes.
Revati Menon.
Yeah.
She, look at her post, Twitter post.
Uh,
She has said, look, for years I was feeling shy to say I am a Hindu.
mm,
We were shy to even put our prasad on our forehead and go out.
mm, mm.
I mean, I was surprised that Revati is a very sensitive actor.
Yes. Yes.
She has done some wonderful
Yeah.
roles in films,
Yes.
and she's a person who speaks for women
Very
causes,
intelligent.
emancipation
Yes.
of women,
Yes.
and I mean, she's one of those intelligent
Mm, mm,
actors. And when she says this, look, this is true.
mm.
Today, even when you go out, you don't want to show you are an Hindu. You feel what your friends will say. Arey, kya ho
Mm,
gaya isko? Now, I mean, this is a kind of it has woken up people, I would say.
mm, mm.
And this Hemant Biswa Sharma, what was happening, Meenaji, from what I gather,
Mm,
Rahulji was not getting eyeballs
mm.
because whole attention was on Ram Temple.
Yes.
Visual media was,
Complete.
complete coverage, saturation coverage, I should say. So
Yes.
all this was thought of in how to make headlines. The only way
Mm,
possible was you show you're having problems with police, there is a traffic problem, some small clash, and that is how this thing has happened. And that particular first episode, people carrying saffron flags try to attack me. Nothing. I was saw the videos.
yeah.
They were shouting Jai Shri Ram. He
Yeah.
got out of the bus when he
Yes.
saw
He
them.
tried to attack them. He tried to
And,
attack them.
and then he went back.
Ah.
I mean, this is also very pathetic because this is not the tradition of the Congress. We have seen
Yes.
Congress leaders, and to go back to, and all those people who are lamenting about death of Nehruvian consensus on secularism, all this is humbug.
Mm,
I mean, it is, you must, if at all he should draw lessons, you should draw lessons from Rajiv Gandhi. Even Indira Gandhi in her second term realized,
mm,
when she came back to power in 1980, she realized what was this all issues that was plaguing this nation, how sectarian interest, and ultimately she paid with her own life.
mm. Before we end, Shekharji, see, one point I wanted to ask you is about Shettar, Jagdish Shettar. He has rejoined BJP, and somewhere I feel that this is rather, he seems rather shameless because he left to join the Congress. He was greeted very warmly by them, and then again now he returns back to BJP. What sort of a character does he have that he's fluctuating like this?
Correct. I mean, you are right. For a man who was in the BJP for such a long time,
Mm.
right from Jansang days,
Yes,
and a very close ally of Yedurappa.
yes.
But I think somewhere, after that he contested election.
Mm,
He contested election from Hubli, I think, Hubli, and he lost the election.
mm.
Then the Congress party made him an MLC. They made him
Yes,
a member of the legislative council.
yes,
Now, after that also, now that is why Siddaramaiah is shocked.
yes,
I do not know what has happened. We treated him, and one thing, Shettar also says Congress treated me well.
yes.
But I feel that I must go back to the party.
Mm,
I think Yedurappa has appealed to him, so he's coming back. But
yes,
even when he left, I was also surprised that such a veteran should have taken a decision.
yes.
When he felt that he would not be, he was denied a ticket
Mm,
because the party wanted to bring in new people.
yes. Yeah. So exactly what you said. But perhaps what I was reading is that BSY is very quick to forgive, and he immediately warmly, greeted him and brought him back. So if he's going to be an asset, still going to be an asset for BJP, it's fine. That's what I think, Shekharji.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because after all, it is consolidated. Last time,
Yes,
Congress managed to make inroads into the Lingayat votes.
yes,
So
yes,
the whole idea is all those votes that were traditionally with the Congress should, which went from traditionally BJP went to the Congress should
yes,
come back before the Lok Sabha
yes,
election. That's a time, you know, forget,
yeah,
forgive, forget kind of approach
yes, yes,
by Yodurappa as well as by BJP also.
Yes. Yeah. Jaidev, you have something? Or?
Yeah, sir. What about this Maharashtra? How do you see the Devendra Fadnavis Eknath Shinde government? Because now this Thackeray is caught in the Khichdi scam and all those things. So how do you see the future of Maharashtra government?
Well, you see, elections are due there in November. That is 4 months after this election process is completed to the Lok Sabha elections. But what I see is the kind of problems over seat sharing. Uddhav Thackeray's Sena versus Congress, Sena insisting on fighting the same number of seats, and those very constituencies which it contested in alliance with BJP, for which Prime Minister campaigned, Modi campaigned. But it's a new scenario. Congress is not willing to concede. The Congress's NCP have managed to have some understanding, and the problem is with Shiv Sena.
Yes.
But already the opposition alliance weakened, and also there is the issue of Maratha quota. That leader is walking. He is reaching Mumbai. I think by the next 2-3 days, their focus will be on Maratha quota, which courts have struck down. And Eknath Shinde has been sincerely trying to find out a solution. He even wanted the committee to move ahead. But overall, the picture I get is that opposition is rather, divided, and there is a feeling, when you are caught in a company that you did not choose for good reasons, and where you are seeing that Eknath Shinde, after he won after the speaker's ruling, Rahul Narvekar's ruling, Maharashtra Assembly Speaker's ruling, Eknath Shinde's hands have been strengthened. And BJP central leadership is backing Eknath Shinde
Yes.
and Devendra Fadnavis, which all goes to show that despite what we are told constantly, that this government is not popular and things like that, and Ajit Pawar is unhappy, is sulking, but I don't see any danger to the present arrangement till the assembly elections. Now the question is, will the assembly elections be advanced, or to put it in Indian English, whether will it be preponed to be held in this along with Lok Sabha election? It is possible. It is possible, but I still see that Eknath Shinde has somehow managed. Actually, the Eknath Shinde has proved to be the big surprise in handling these contradictions. When he became CM, people did not think that he could actually handle it, but he has proved to be a better administrator compared to Uddhav Thackeray when he was CM. He never went to
Yes.
secretariat.
Yeah. On this note, Shekharji, thank you so much for this wonderful session. We'll see you again next week. Thank you. Jai Hind and Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you. Jai Bharat and Jai Shri. Thank you.
Jai Shri